Hello!
Yo, how's it going?
Hi, everybody.
What's up?
Hey guys.
Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Instead of playing games, we're going to just talk about them for a little bit. Sort of
Talking about games.
yeah.
Who does that?
Sort of like a podcast, but a little bit more laid back.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, those are pretty laid back, but this, yeah, I'm not looking at this being a regular thing, just sort of every once in a while when we feel like it.
Yeah.
So today we have with us, I am Wander, and here we have Ark
Hello.
and CC Vienna.
Hey, what's up?
Unfortunately, Ryu and Face couldn't join us today, but they're with us in spirit.
Yeah.
So,
Ryu's with us in the chat. I'm sure that he'll give us some eventually.
Guy with the face is actually a mythological creature.
Yeah, he doesn't actually exist. Like, he was a figment of my imagination at one point, and then he took on, like, physical form, and so now he's, like, just off in the world and we don't know, like...
those are weird times.
It's a weird thing. I don't know. Anyway.
The face is actually Ark's OC.
Yeah, it's
if
true.
If you have information regarding his whereabouts, please call this toll-free number.
Okay, so we are gathered here today to discuss the lovely events that were announced today on the 13th of May.
Yes.
May.
Yes,
Yes.
May.
Mhm.
Just
So how do we-
Nintendo at E3 in general.
Yeah.
Just sort of what we think's going on, what we think of what is going on, and all of that. So let's start off with the announcement video today. So today Nintendo announced what their plans for E3 are going to be. So what do you guys think of that?
I think it's pretty awesome that we're still going to be doing the whole tournament thing that we did from last year. It would be amazing to be a part of it. I'm definitely going to be at whatever Best Buy is going to be holding the preliminaries, and maybe if I perform well enough, I'll make it to the final events. But
It'd be great to have somebody in LA that weekend.
that would be really cool.
Do they
I mean,
pay for your ticket?
that would be really nice, but I'm gonna guess probably not. That sounds like
there are a lot of
tickets.
things they haven't announced about it yet.
It looks
We'll
like it's
see.
going to be a lot of fun. I mean, I'm interested in the fact that they didn't really say exactly what was going on, and they didn't specifically say it was Smash. So maybe they're planning on doing more than just Smash. I don't know. I'm expecting maybe Splatoon might be there
Okay.
at the main event. What other big name? Maybe Mario Kart, something like that.
Okay. But Vienna, just some basic reactions to the announcement.
I like that Nintendo always has this knack for bringing back what made them so special in the first place, aka, their old stuff. And some of the old stuff that Nintendo has isn't so great, and some of them they have is really nice. And World Championship, some people might remember it. Other people, this is a completely new experience for them. For me, it's new, since I never really knew about World Championship as a kid. I was very little, but I think it's really nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
So from my understanding of what the World Championships were in the past, I think like the original World Championships, there was like a cartridge that had like a few different games on it. People would play through these games, like little sections of these games, and the cart would rank them. Right? They would give them a score based on how well they did.
Oh yeah.
I imagine they're probably going to do things a bit differently now, like with 25 years of technology.
You wouldn't do it the same way? You wouldn't give everybody a
tech-
designated cartridge and have them rank themselves based
Well, I
on
mean, like-
points?
I mean, the technology has changed, and I think there are like probably more interesting ways to do it. And I mean, they maybe could do a CD that had like a little bit of Smash, a little bit of Mario Kart, a little bit of Splatoon or whatever, and do something similar. I think what would be more interesting, especially if they're doing it as a big live event with thousands of people watching, is if they had direct competition, like more like a tournament.
Yeah, probably. You pretty much hit the nail on the head. There's not really a whole lot more to elaborate on that, but... go ahead.
If they don't do that, though, if they don't decide to do a tournament, they could do what they've always done, except that now we have a new plethora of great games that you can do with special challenges extra fast. Like, we have Captain Toad, we have the new Super Mario Brothers series, so is
And
Mario Kart.
Based on that video, it seems like they might be drawing from like all of Nintendo history. Because in the video today they had clips of like Donkey Kong Country and Track and Field, all sorts of stuff.
Wii Fit. Imagine the Wii Fit
Wii
competition.
I would so win that.
It's all just going to be Mario and Sonic at the Winter Olympic Games.
Oh God.
That's going to
I'm
be the
actually
entire
good at that game. I'll
challenge.
win.
Oh, good. So
Yeah.
we got one finalist in the
Yeah.
bag. That's good. I
So
won't
like
be
one
there,
of the things I was kind of thinking of was, it's something I think Screw Attack does it called the Iron Man of Gaming. Yeah, the Iron Man of Gaming, where it's just like a whole bunch of random games that people compete in, and the last game is always a surprise. Like one year it was Pong, once it was like Sonic the Hedgehog 4. So they might do something like that, where you just get a whole bunch of classic Nintendo games from throughout their history and just pit people against each other from like direct competitions or speedrun challenges, things like that.
Mhm.
So it's possible.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they make it into a big event, and one that probably goes for a little bit longer than the Smash Challenge did. That was a lot of fun to watch, but I feel like it could have been a bit more.
I mean, but it's still, I think the Smash tournament last year went over extremely well. I think it was a brilliant move.
It was a good test run.
Yeah, and I noticed one of the complaints people had about Nintendo the past few years at E3 is that they didn't really have much of a live preference. I think it was like 2 years ago they did a Nintendo Direct and some stuff on their show floor. And people kind of thought it wasn't enough. So the next year I thought it was great how they had their digital event thing, their presentation, but then they had a huge live show, and instead of having their live presentation in front of the press, they had it in front of their fans.
Yeah.
So it was immediately you're going to get a whole lot more excitement and a lot of more cheering and good press out of that.
Yeah.
So I think that was a really smart move.
The most common complaint I saw out of people for last year's E3 was that it started off incredibly strongly for Nintendo, and they came out with a whole bunch of stuff really quickly. And then throughout pretty much the rest of the event, nothing was really heard. They just sort of were content with what they had announced, and people were a little bit disappointed in that. So I'm hoping that Nintendo decides to learn from that and try to break it up a little bit more so that they have something to announce on each day of the event. I feel like that might go a little bit. I feel like that might go over a little bit better for them.
Yeah, and they did. Go on.
I feel as though Nintendo is, in a way, learning a little bit from that, because they're going to have the World Championship. They're going to have the digital event on another day. And on another day, they're going to do the Nintendo Treehouse.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think overall I noticed that this E3, it looks very, very similar to last year. And they kind of glossed over all the things that were the same. Like, they're having the digital event, like they did. They're going to have the Treehouse Live over 3 days. And they're even doing a thing with Best Buy, where like last year you could play Smash, this year it's Mario Maker. So
because
overall,
that's definitely going to be on the same level. like I said,
I don't know about you,
I'm
but
really
I
excited
played
for
Super Kaizo Bros.
there's gonna be some really confused executive at Best Buy being like, okay team, good job last year, we pulled in a lot of customers, we made a lot of sales, now Nintendo's brought us to another demo this year and we're gonna bring it hard, okay? And then they're gonna watch the event and there's gonna be like 20 people at each location and they're gonna be like, but we did our best.
I'm really excited for Mario Maker.
I feel like I'm probably gonna give it a pass. It's not been really at the head of my list. I mean, there was a point, I believe it was, what was it, 3 years ago, something like that, 3 or 4, where Nintendo's presence at E3 was pretty much non-existent. Like, they just were, they didn't really announce anything, wasn't really a whole lot to get excited over. So it makes me pretty happy to see that in recent years they've really, they've bounced back from that, and it doesn't seem like they're as willing to just let things pass as they were. They've gotten much better at directing the hype in the right direction.
Yeah, I agree. Now, before we get too much further into the discussion, I'd like to dial things back to the video today and talk about the video itself. Because we talked a lot about the stuff they talked about, the Nintendo World Championships, the various other events that they mentioned that they're going to do. But what about the presentation of the announcement?
Rest in peace, Bill Trennan.
What you say? I don't know anything about that, but I can tell you that that kid is going places. He's going to be the next big Nintendo executive.
I knew it. It's actually Miyamoto's child.
I knew it all along. Yeah, I don't know. I actually I wasn't too sure how I felt about it. The video itself, because on the one hand, yeah, it was amusing, and like seeing Reggie act all silly in front of the camera is always fun.
Yeah.
But the way that they announced everything at the very beginning felt really, really rushed. I barely caught everything that they were announcing before they went into like a 2-minute montage of Reggie like in a pink sweatshirt suit. So I don't know. I feel like that video could have been done a little bit better.
Okay.
I personally feel that it was evenly paced, but that's because I watched the video at a later time. I felt like it was evenly paced. It was kept short to the point, and Nintendo does what it does best, which is, you know, cater to young audiences. Like they didn't have to make it dramatic or like edgy or no seriousness. You know, it's you know, it was rated E just like their games, and you know, it was fun. It was silly, and it's a good way to catch attention.
I feel like comparing it to last year's announcement with Mega 64, I feel like the presentation last year was better because Mega 64 is good. They're really good at what they do.
I think so too. Was Mega 64 at all a part of this?
No, I didn't.
I didn't think
so.
They were.
I mean, I agree with you that I thought it was weird how they had like a whole bunch of quick announcements at the beginning, and then just the rest was the comedy sketch.
Yeah.
I feel like it would have been nice if they spread things out a bit more. But
I think
I wasn't too bothered by it though.
I think the main issue is that it was that Nintendo was probably trying to emulate the same feeling as that announcement, which was a good idea because you can't always have Mega 64 working on every project that they have over there,
Right.
due to time constraints or whatever. But I don't know. Overall, I just kind of felt like it fell flat. It wasn't really all that funny. Wasn't really anything special. So I don't know.
Well, you know what? Your sense of humor sucks. I laughed at it.
That's just like your opinion, man.
You know what? Tupac had an opinion.
Our next topic is our own predictions for what Nintendo's going to do at E3.
Okay, I got the first suggestion right here because it's
Okay.
the only one. It's the only one that matters. I want a goddamn Metroid game, and I want it made by a company that knows what they're doing.
Uh-oh. Metroid fanboy alert.
Oh no, there's 5 people in the world that think the Metroid Other M was a good. You know what? Never mind. We're gonna stop.
Yeah, let's not encourage the flame wars.
Oh no. Yeah, I want a goddamn Metroid game. We have had 5 full years since the last game came out, and I'm getting a little concerned that Nintendo's trying to put it behind.
You know, Ark, you know, you talk about 5 years as if that's actually a big waiting time. Consider the F-Zero fans who've waited 10 years.
Metroid is so much bigger than F-Zero. How about if we get both? Can we get both?
Oh, Metroid's bigger than F-Zero. Who's getting all the DLC courses in Mario Kart 8?
Ever?
Let's calm down, kids. Calm down.
I will fight you. I will come over to your house right now and I will fight you.
Okay.
Fisticuffs.
Let's getting back on track, please.
Square up, Ark.
Come on, me, bro. Okay, yeah. CC, what do you want to see? What do you want to see at E3?
Well, what I want to see always is Xenoblade X news, any kind of Pokemon-related announcement, because I froth at the mouth for that kind of thing. But if I were to take a guess at what kind of footage Nintendo would show at E3, I think they'd show news on the new Star Fox game.
Confirmed.
Ah, gosh darn it, that was one of mine.
Possibly more news on Fire Emblem 14 and the crossover game with Shin Megami Tensei.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe like an explanation as to what is going on in that crossover.
Confirmed release date 2020.
Yeah. Well, we know that we're going to see Star Fox. That's going to be a sort of a big focus for them. I'm pretty sure.
Considering that
they've talked about it.
Another thing that we need to keep in mind for next month is that Lucas is going to be released for DLC. And I'm excited for that. I mean, I was never too good with him, but yeah, I'll have fun with him. But when they do announce his release date, I think that they will probably announce the next character, which you all know the 2 characters that people are talking about right now, which is Ryu and
Yuka and Laylee.
you can really do it, all right. But I'm also thinking that Wolf is probably in the work.
Okay, so talking
You
about
just
Smash
really want
DLC, I think it is very possible that they'll show a new character, and considering there is a Star Fox game on, in the works, and they're going to be showing it, a Star Fox character is very much a possibility to be announced.
Imagine instead of Wolf, they announce Crystal, and everyone just explodes.
I would be happy about that.
I actually would be happy too. I actually played Star Fox Adventures as one of the very few Star Fox games I played, and I liked it.
I mean, this may hurt Ark to hear, but I don't really care that much about Wolf.
I know.
And I think Crystal would be a more interesting character.
I would be happy with Crystal making the cut. However, I do want Wolf more, both because when Smash was first announced, I told the world that I wanted two things, and that was more females and more villains. We did pretty good on the female front, I think. Yeah. Villains, not so much. So I feel like Wolf. I really
is it really though? Is the real reason why you really want Wolf in that bad just for the sake of balancing the roster? I thought
no.
I want him because about getting what you want in there.
I really like. Well, he was my best character in Brawl. I don't know. Anyway, I don't. It's more. It's going beyond the fact that I want him, and more the fact that I think yes, he is definitely the most likely returning veteran that is left to re-add roster.
Fair.
In before Solid Snake appears in DLC.
Have you seen Konami lately?
Yeah, Konami's not doing their best to push Snake forward.
Yeah, so I agree that, I mean, if we're gonna look at what characters would be the easiest to implement, well, I mean, Wolf is in Brawl, he's a clone, be very easy to stick him back in there, so I definitely think it's a likely possibility in sometime in the near future.
There's always, considerations of Roy from Fire Emblem and, that other third-party member, Ryu-chan.
Yeah, I don't like talking about things like that.
I would be down for Ryu, but I feel like there's much better choices.
Yeah, I feel the same way as well. Honestly, at this point, because of the DLC thing and the voters ballot, literally anything is possible. So you never know what to expect, and that's something I always enjoyed about Super Smash Bros. I like it when things are kept surprises, when you expect this one thing and then something completely different happens. Like, you remember when everyone's just like, Duck Hunt Dog, what are the chances of him getting in the game? Oh my god!
I'm mad at myself for never even considering Duck Hunt. Because I did like a whole series of articles about old school 8-bit characters, and not even once did Duck Hunt cross my mind when I was writing that.
Well, it's because they specifically chose him because nobody would ever think of him.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Well, I think we can probably move on to one of my predictions, and this is something I've mentioned before on one of our past streams. But okay, so we know Zelda is not coming this year, so Nintendo needs a big holiday game that's going to sell. I don't think that game is Star Fox. I think Star Fox will do fine, but it's not nearly as big a hitter as Zelda or Smash or Mario Kart or any of those.
Not even close.
So when I'm thinking about what's a big game that will definitely sell, has broad appeal, and I think there have been hints at it, and that's Animal Crossing Wii U.
The hype!
I personally don't have a whole lot of interest in the Animal Crossing series. I've never really played a game for that long.
It's fun.
But, I mean,
Vanquish.
I'm looking at
this call.
We've had Animal Crossing stuff in Mario Kart. We had that sort of Animal Crossing Plaza thing a couple years ago.
And there's the spin-off game with the Happy Home Designer.
Yeah, the thing with the amiibo cards. So we have Animal Crossing support all over the place. We know that they have 3D HD models of all the characters because of that Plaza thing. I think they're working on Animal Crossing, and I think it's going to be their big holiday game, or one of them.
I hear you. Anyone who's listening to this podcast, if this is confirmed, I will play Animal Crossing Wii U religiously, and you're all invited to come hang out at my town.
Yay!
Sounds fair.
I think I'm probably not going to played that one though. I think I got my Animal Crossing fix when the 3DS version came out. So
I have yet to really get into it in Animal Crossing, so who knows?
yeah.
It's a very relaxing game. Like, you know, like a lot of times I play Super Smash Brothers, and because I'm very competitive, I get salty often. And sometimes I just need to close my eyes, take a deep breath, say that's enough Smash for today, and then I pick up Animal Crossing, and then I feel a lot better about myself.
Yeah, I definitely respect the series based on like the stories I've heard about people who, you know, like you said, it's very uplifting for them. I think it's interesting that an experience that's so like simple, but it's a very inviting kind of experience from what I've seen.
Yeah.
I don't mean to sound like I don't mean to like imply anything, but I would say that Animal Crossing probably has as much and as witty dialogue as Earthbound. So there's always that. It's very charming and quirky, and I like it.
Okay. So yeah, that's
I can see the comparison there.
okay. So yeah, that's my prediction for what Nintendo's big announcement's going to be this year, like their big holiday title.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving around.
Wait. Speaking of Earthbound, actually, I was actually wondering while you were talking. Usually at E3, Nintendo always announces a remake of a game or a port of a game.
This is actually
And
relates
I'm
to my
thinking-
next thing. But go on.
I was thinking, Earthbound wouldn't be my first choice, but they did bring Earthbound to the Wii U Virtual Console, which is nice. But they keep constantly joking about Mother 3 being brought. They are very aware of that desire.
Yeah.
Maybe, possibly.
It's making me feel a little salty because like they know about it, they know we want it, and yet they just don't. It's not happening.
I think that they're not
Wait,
doing
hold
it.
on. Lucas is going to be announced at E3, so they could bring
Yeah,
Mother 3 as well. To
Yeah, that's
the
like
US.
like when they first announced Lucas and they showed the trailer at the last Direct. Part of me wanted to believe that they were going to follow up with Mother 3 coming to the Virtual Console. Hey, but then it didn't happen. So maybe E3. I don't know.
I'm thinking that what might happen there is E3 will roll around, they'll have the Direct, they'll go a little bit more into Lucas, and they'll say, now available immediately after the Direct, and you can just purchase them right then, and that'll get the hype up for Mother 3.
People
this-
would just flip out.
Yeah, that would be pretty amazing. I would like that. In which case, you can expect another stream from us in the near future.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be fun. We'll do a Mewtwo stream the same way that we did a Lucas stream. Probably not the same level of.
Other way around. Okay, let's move on to Ark's next prediction. He hasn't had
Okay.
a turn in a little while.
Well, actually, you guys kind of touched on all the big things that I was gonna do. My thing that I wanted to talk about, though, that's mildly related, is Star Fox once again. Why is it that we know two things about this game, and one of them is the fact that it exists, and the other one is that Falco might be in it? Maybe? Question mark? We don't know. We just don't know anything about it. I'm consistently shocked by just how little we've actually seen of it.
Yeah, that's weird.
Makes it
Yeah.
sound like they're hiding it until a certain time. Wink,
Well,
wink.
like when they're gonna announce Wolf. Like when they're gonna announce Wolf. Yeah, I knew it the whole time. Cece, whoa. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just sort of my thing. Is that I feel like Star Fox better have like a pretty impressive appearance at E3.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Nintendo has said it's going to be playable at E3.
Uh,
So
I'm expecting that.
I'm expecting a huge blowout of just what this game is and what it's about. And I think the fact that we don't know anything about it, because some people saw last year was just like a demo. It was like pre-alpha that Miyamoto whipped together.
I've only seen a screenshot.
Not to mention that it was all blurred out too.
Yeah, and like at that time they didn't even have a developer.
It just kind of looked like an up-to-date Star Fox 64.
Yeah, so
That's usually what it all looks like when it's blurry.
the
That's
fact
true.
that we know nothing is weird, but also pretty exciting.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing more about it. Okay.
Now, I have another thing, and Vienna, you mentioned remakes and re-releases. I think that, like, my next prediction is they're going to announce an HD remake of a game for the Wii U. As for what game, my money is on Mario Sunshine.
That wasn't what I was expecting.
What were you expecting?
I was expecting you to say Twilight Princess.
You know, that's another one I thought about, but
That,
I feel like We've had a lot of remakes on the 3DS. We've had, like, just this year we had Majora's Mask and Xenoblade. So I feel like another Zelda remake so soon would be a bit odd. So I feel like they might use what they learned from Wind Waker HD and apply that to another similar looking game, which would be Mario.
What about? I was gonna say, like, if they're gonna do another Zelda one, one of like the spin-off ones, like Four Swords or something like that.
I feel like there's a much smaller market for those games.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think Mario's going to want to go for a big market to sell more units. And I don't think we're going to see like the next big 3D Mario this year. Like the next like Galaxy 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
But I do think
honestly, I feel like Galaxy series isn't really like the standard for big Mario titles, but it's more like an exception.
I know. I mean like the next big step in 3D Mario platformers.
Okay.
So, but I do think there's going to be a Mario presence at E3, and I think part of that may very possibly be a remake.
Yeah.
So that's...
Or just another Mario Party.
Guys, we're bringing back Mario's Missing.
Well, it is...
Perfect.
It is the 30th anniversary of Super Mario Brothers, hence Mario Maker.
So they're going...
So I think there's going to be a lot of Mario love this year.
Yeah, probably. And before Waluigi's Mansion.
I'll play.
Stop it.
I'd
No.
play it.
I would play that. I would play the hell
Who's
out of
more
that.
scared, the protagonist or the ghosts?
Absolutely the ghosts. Don't even front. Don't even front.
Stop it.
They would be
You stop that
terrified.
right now. Cease and desist.
I love Waluigi. I hope that he gets a game soon.
Luigi needs to
Anyway,
go back to the tennis courts.
Okay. Do either of you have any more big predictions or wild guesses?
my big ones were really Metroid and Star Fox. So
And Star Fox, like we know we're going to see. It's just what are we going to see is the big question there.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have one more big prediction,
What's that?
and that's we're going to see Retro's new game. I am not confident enough to say what that game might be.
It's Donkey Kong.
I hope
Yeah, great. Yeah.
I love the retro Donkey Kong games, but I hope they do something different this time.
Yeah.
Is it going to be Metroid? I don't know. I really don't know if it's going to be Metroid. It could be anything. It could be a new IP. It could be F-Zero maybe, or who knows. But yeah, I do think Retro is very good at taking older franchises and sort of reinventing them for the modern generation. Like we saw that they did it brilliantly with Metroid, and they did it very well with Donkey Kong Country. I'm wondering if will they return to one of those, or will they try their hand at a new franchise, or maybe they'll be making their own game. We know they've been working on something for a while. Like they've been very busy on something. And I thought we were going to see it last year. We didn't. I'm going to double down and say we're going to see it this year.
Okay. All right.
I'd also like to predict that we're probably going to get a few spin-off titles. That's just a given from Nintendo. Probably like a new Mario spin-off, possibly.
Oh, fair. Yeah, that's the other thing I was thinking about with like Mario Love. Like Mario. Glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Because there have been a lot of there have been rumors for months about a Paper Mario, and I don't know whether to believe them. I mean, I want to, but you never know.
Yeah.
Because I love the old Paper Mario games. So.
The old ones. Which ones do those include, Wander?
My favorite's Thousand Year Door. I also love 64, and I also have quite a bit of love for Super Paper Mario, though I do think it's not as strong as the other two. Sticker Star does not exist in this dojo.
No. We don't talk about these things.
Watch as Nintendo surprises everybody by putting a Mario and Luigi game on the Wii U.
That would be interesting.
I think that it's possible that we'll probably see something along those lines at E3. Yeah. But yes.
If not Paper Mario, then like another kind of Mario spin-off.
Do you know what they're gonna do? Super HD Wii U Mario Tennis.
A Mario sports game is definitely a valid prediction, I'd say.
Yeah, but nobody wants to play those.
Excuse
They
you. I thoroughly enjoyed playing those games.
Oh, okay, sorry. Alright, well, I think that's all I had.
So I think that concludes it for our discussion today.
This is
Overall,
pretty fun.
I'm looking forward to E3. I'm sure one thing I'm absolutely expecting is the unexpected. Nintendo's going to surprise us.
I love to think of like predictions, but at the same time, I also am really excited that Nintendo doesn't tell us much, because then, they could just blow our minds when they show us something that we haven't even considered thinking of, or we did, but then we said, nah, there's no way that happened.
Yeah, it'll never happen.
Last year, kind of around the spring summery area, they just randomly announced Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, and that was something like everyone's just like, yeah, we want that, but we're probably not going to get it. Oh my god, we got it! And
yeah,
it was beautiful.
So I'm looking forward to E3. It's in less than a month, and I look forward to covering it with you all.
Yeah, that'd be good. Thanks for having us on tonight, Wanda.
Sure thing.
Thank you.
Everybody, all right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.